Well, in 1962, we saw when Deng Xiaoping's policy resulted in huge deaths. Almost a crore people died due to starvation and whatnot. The immediate response was to divert the problems from their internal problems to some external issue, and they attacked us. And we know what happened. Aksai Chin captured. They came up to Tezpur, and they inflicted a very humiliating defeat on Nehru's army. So are we likely to see a repeat of this now? Now that internally they have a serious problem, is it that what we saw in Yangtze, or probably the 71 flights that, of course, they've been doing it almost on a weekly basis on the air identification zone of Taiwan. All these things. Are we likely to see some kind of misadventure, or some kind of an action from China to divert the internal problems to some external enemy?
It's quite possible, as you rightly mentioned. In 1957, 58, 59, there was the Great Leap Forward movement, and they wanted to reach the levels of UK steel production to nearly 800 million tons. So they burnt everything that they can come across and give the statistics that they produced steel of that. But this was a disaster, and that resulted in a famine. And across the nation, 40 million people were killed, according to Frank Dicoter's investigations. And by 59, Mao sacked the defense minister, and by 62, the internal issues resulted in the distraction towards the India-China war, border conflict. So there is that precedent. And also in the Sino-Soviet conflict in 69, there was the Cultural Revolution, and Liu Shaoqi was said to be Chinese Khrushchev, and there was the spillover effect from domestic to the external when the Sino-Soviet conflict took place in 69. Also in the 1979 Vietnam War, when the reformist faction, in conjunction with the United States, at that time wanted to teach a lesson to Vietnam, and so thousands of people were killed in this process. So it is quite possible that the domestic debates could have an impact on the external, and Taiwan comes first, and of course Taiwan, Yangtze region, where we witnessed on December 9th, almost coinciding with the November 30th relaxation in the zero COVID related lockdowns. So there is a certain commonality and coincidence with the domestic and the external. So it is quite possible that could be one intention from China. We saw much on Taiwan, on India. The forces mobilization has been very acute, and so this has resulted in huge problems. So the domestic element does have an external impact, especially when it comes to the sovereignty, territorial integrity issues, but also showing the Chinese hegemonic tendencies in this sphere.
Share this video, like, subscribe, and comment, and then encourage a nationalistic channel like Nationalist Hub.